Hello, Dr. George Kosmides here. Hello, replay viewers. Hello, folks joining.
Thank you. Going to join your class. Excellent. We're going to take great care of you. You're going to have me. Anytime you need help, the buck stops with me. So I've got a great webmaster, and we'll be holding your hand through the whole process. Nice jacket. Thank you. Well, sometimes you guys see me on the beach and stuff like that, kind of dressed casual, but I figure, I talk about some pretty serious matters, and I take this work very serious. So I think it's important to present in a proper way. So thank you guys for joining. You share by just swiping up your screen and sharing with your followers. Tapping hearts means you appreciate the information I'm giving you. Yay! Hey, Donna. Keto Fitness, thanks for inviting your followers. And for those of you that are new to the scope, you can type Y so we know how many people are new. There's a lot of people that have been watching me for a while that hey, Hunter, crack that egg. Get a picture in there. You're all dressed up tonight. Well, because you watch me so much, you see me in t-shirts and sunglasses and I used to say my good clothes are in the wash. But Natasha Schwaba, thanks for joining. Krita, thanks. There she is, Donna. I'm so glad you guys have camaraderie. And for those of you that are considering going in the Lean Body 360 program, nothing but love and friendship happens in the program. We have a Facebook group. We also have a private members area as well. So we'll do everything we can to help you. Everything we can to help you guys. So for those of you that are new, my name is Dr. George Kosmides. I'm a licensed doctor of chiropractic here in Redondo Beach. I've been practicing for over 20 years. I was doing functional medicine about 1995 when I lost my father to the complications of type 2 diabetes. And my uncle Steve at 55, my father was 56, and my uncle John was 31. And I got furious after I was researched by Dr. Karen O'Day, who was resolving type 2 diabetes and all other blood parameters, abnormalities in 7 weeks. And I became insatiable for information. And I now teach diabetes education to doctors here in the state of California. I teach 12 hours every month, and it's all factual based. And my program is just a result of doing this over 18 years, specifically on organic conditions. So I don't treat diseases. I support the body that has them, and that's the real key. Diabetes is going up at the rate of 6% per year, even though in 2011 over 50 million prescriptions were written for metformin, but diabetes still escalated. So I'm not against drugs, I'm not against nutrition, I'm for what works functionally, and I give you guys key tips physiologically that help the body to do what it's supposed to do. And once you learn these key tips, you can really propel yourself and get to any state that you want to get into. If you want to get super fit, you can. If you just want to get out of the disease process, in most cases you can. Remember, disease is actually dis-ease. The body is out of harmony. So there's a lot of things we can do to move back into harmony. I'm here to give you that in very simple terms. So if you're a medical professional, welcome to my scope, but I'm certainly not here to impress you with any type of big syllable or long words. I'm here to give you just simple information that the average person can digest. So let me go over the 3 tips today to lose belly fat, and it's pretty straightforward. So if you want to take some notes, hopefully I'll say things that are noteworthy and they'll really help you. Oh God, my belly. Okay, I'm not laughing at your belly, but it's right. Yeah, recognize it first. Thank you so much, Solomon. Thank you so much. You're doing phenomenal, by the way, in the program. So I like to acknowledge my new people in the program as well. Thank you so much. So number 1, there's so many positions for number 1 to lose belly fat, but this is probably the one that you want to start with. Your belly has a life of its own. Okay, number 1, 3 hours before bed, no simple sugars, no white flour, no bagels, anything that's going to spike your sugar response. So when you spike your sugar response, you suppress a hormone called human growth hormone. The synthetic version for that is somatotropin. And growth hormone is key. Growth hormone is key for body fat reduction. It's the orchestrator of all of our hormones. It really drops away as we age. Okay, that's the wrong, so no simple sugars, even fruit. Not that fruit is bad, but that's the wrong time to be eating it 3 hours before bed. Okay, number 2. What do you, well, you don't want, we don't want cereal because this, again, has simple carbohydrates, plus it's going to spike the insulin level. So what you can do is protein, broccoli, vegetables, and other things that don't contain sugar or spike the glucose level. That's the key. So you can still eat, but not simple sugars. So during my program, I teach you all of this in videos, and we just have a full-blown program designed to support this. Doc, you two dressed up, you should be in chill mode. Well, I am in chill mode, just what I crave at night. Well, you can do other things besides that, but if you've got a fat belly and you're not happy with your body, you got to change some things. So this is one of the ways to do it. Number two, exercise is not a priority. And when I say that with all intention. Okay, it's important, but it's not the key element. Because how many people do you know? How many people do you know that exercise all the time, but their bodies don't change, or they go to these boot camps, their body doesn't change? So you have to do things functionally correct in the kitchen and with your timing of your meals first. So third thing you can do to get rid of your belly fat: stop counting calories. The reason is you're not looking at the quality of the calorie. You're looking at just the calorie. So the quality matters more than the number. So quality of the calorie of an egg is certainly different than the quality of a calorie of, say, a donut. So you have to look at things from a little bit different perspective. So what I'll do is I'm going to rehash those top 3 things, then open the scope to questions, if that will help you. So for those of you, what's number 1? What was number 1? And my program patients, give them a chance, give the other people a chance. Let them think about what number 1 was. Number 1 was what? No simple sugars, correct, 3 hours before bed. That's research, it's not me. Complex carbohydrates, the research isn't too heavy on that. The simple sugars are the key. They spike the glucose level, and that spikes the insulin response, and that's what we don't want. No, just 3 hours. Research says 3 hours is the key number. And if you're used to eating carbohydrates, simple carbohydrates before bed, start at 1, start at 2. What if you work out at night after workout, going to eat sugars, right? No, eat a protein meal. Protein has no sugars, for the most part. At least no simple sugars anyway. That's correct. Crack that egg again, by the way. Number 2, what was number 2? Number 2 was, what was number 2? Come on, I'm trying so hard, walking 6 miles a day, eating less. Yeah, that's your efforts in the right place, but you're spending energy in the wrong places, in my opinion. Exercise is not the key. Okay, it's not the key. So that's why I kind of bash exercise initially, because it's not going to get you there. How much weight is it possible to lose in 3 months? Depends how much is fat. That's right, exercise is not a priority. Is it bad for your blood sugar to eating simple sugar 3 hours before? Absolutely, it's bad for your blood sugar. Absolutely. So most is fat. Well, see, that's a number. So here I'm going to show you guys how cool this is. For my program patients, what is your lean body mass protein intake? Watch this, guys. Watch how smart these folks are. They know exactly how much protein they need to eat every day to support that number. This is what the number they're giving you is the amount of protein they need to eat based on their current lean body mass. That's right. And without this number, I'm telling you, I've been at this a long time, both in college and as a layperson and as a licensed professional. Unless you have these numbers, your energy is going to be wasted. You're going to be back in the same. That's right. That's in grams. That's correct. So these are the fundamental things I teach you, and you own them for life. That's why I get people say, "Oh, you're controversial. You don't talk about exercise." That's because it's not the answer. If exercise was the answer for diabetes, it would have been cured already. If drugs were the answer, if nutrition alone was the answer, it would have been cured already. There needs to be a comprehensive approach, not just a one-track mind approach. Okay, so there's flourless bread that has a very low glycemic load. So again, I have French toast, I have pancakes. It depends on the ingredients that you use. That's what you guys, information you aren't getting. How do you find out that number? You have to get in my program for that. So I'm going to ask for my people that are on my program, should I give the number out, how you come to that number? Because I can tell you right now, for the people that are on the program, I'm 52 years old. My body fat's hovering at 11%. So age doesn't really matter so much. So again, I teach all these things, and my people on the program are going to start dictating to me, well, how much information I give out now. Well, you may disagree, and that's okay. You certainly have the means to do so. But what are you basing your statement on? That's right, 40 is very young. So you have to take a pragmatic approach and step back and say, okay, what have I tried and failed on? Most of us do. I have some people in my program don't even register on the body fat meter. That means their body fat percentage is over 45%. But they're still doing great. Obviously, the younger you are, the better your body will respond. But I'm still in my 50s and my body's responding. And it's not about crazy workouts or crazy fasting or cycling carbs. I've heard all these kind of bizarre, non-consistent based elements, and they're just not practical. I've got a daughter, I've got a wife, I have a clinic. I mean, it's just too much. You have to do things reasonably and consistently. How a woman lose in her stomach at the age of 40. Find out what your lean body mass is. Make sure you're supporting that number. Find out what your lean body mass is to support yourself with hydration. All these things are important. I'm 47, 17%. That's not bad. That's pretty good. Number three. Anybody remember what number 3 was? See paying attention. Number 3. It is, but remember, this is another question for my Periscopers. For my Periscope family here. What is exercise in 2 words? What is exercise? Okay, you'll catch up. Come on, my Periscope. What is exercise? Trauma, that's right. Salman is right. Exercise, that's exactly right. Lolita, exercise is a form of controlled trauma. So when you traumatize your body with exercise, I don't care what it is, your body has to repair and recover. It has to have a certain amount of amino acids for that. It has a certain amount of fatty acids for that. If it doesn't, you go into a state called catabolism, where you actually begin to break down muscle tissue. Okay? So you actually will go backwards. Your body fat will get higher. Aerobic and anaerobic. So aerobic is when you're able to keep your breath, and anaerobic is when you can't catch your breath. And that's part of the problem. And I teach how to stay in aerobic range. Again, any exercise can be aerobic or anaerobic. It depends how you apply it. If you're really cardiovascularly challenged, and when you start losing your ability to catch your breath, that's really significant. Now you're going into anaerobic range. Do you support ketosis or? Well, I don't support it or not support it. It depends on what our long-term goal is. Now, I have one person in my program. She was over 350 pounds when she started. Her kidneys are already under enough stress from high blood pressure. Do you really want to put some on a program that's going to elevate their ketone bodies and put more stress on their kidneys? So you have to apply things practically and reasonably. And remember, this is a marathon. It's not a sprint. There's no finish line to get to. Go to Lean Body 360. There's all kind of options there for you. Leanbody360.com. Does liver enzymes elevate? So I'm going to re-ask that one again. I'm sorry, that was a long question. Something about liver enzymes. How much protein a day should you have? Make a shake in the morning. Depends. What's your lean body mass? That's what you have to support. You have to figure that number out. Leanbody360.com. Once you have that number and you find out that, for example, people that start my program, they're not even taking, in most cases, a third of what they need to take in to support their lean body mass. So they're not even supporting the muscle tissue that they have. So since exercise is controlled trauma, they're always going to be going into catabolism. So they're going to further break down their muscle tissue, further break it down. So what's going to happen to their fat? It's going to go up and their weight's going to go down. So they get something, a problem here in LA. It's called skinny fat. Any of my program patients on this scope, should I give the formula out to determine your lean body mass? Just say with a Y or an N, whatever you choose. So they're going to dictate to me now because they've paid to be in the program. And these are one of the pearls that I give them that starts them on their way. And they have to decide. One program patient said no. This is just a nighttime snack 2 hours before bed, eggs, chicken. That's fine. It's fine. But all three of those have no glycemic load. So see, they're telling me no because they realize how important that number is. And now they have real control. I don't know how you find out. My people, I'm here for them. Just one egg? It depends, Jordan. It just depends. If your lean body mass is, high, then you may need to get more. That's why this is so. Join the program. Trish is in the program. They're all doing phenomenal. You gave it out before. That's right, I did, but not anymore because my program people are going to dictate to me what I give out now and what I don't because they see the value in what these numbers are. It took me 15 years to figure it out, but it's simple. Lean body mass is the first thing you need to know. That's the very first thing you need to know. Absolutely correct. Does liver enzyme elevate cause liver to work improperly and ultimately affects the recovery process? Well, it puts a burden on the liver, and it can affect a number of things. Remember, the liver turns hormones on. It's the major detoxifier in the body. So when your liver enzymes are high, the liver is working really hard to function. So you'll see elevated liver enzymes in your lab work. There's a lot of things you can do functionally with your lifestyle to begin to make a difference with those. How do you get an accurate lean body mass number? That they said I can't give that out, but it's in the program. In fact, it's the first week, and you get, I think, 1 or 2 videos. And again, every Monday morning, I do a coaching call. And if you guys are on the call, it's great. If you're not, you have access to the recording. You can Google it. Just make sure you're getting accurate information, because my number gives it's a varied scale depending on where you're at. Is this in Canada? It's in the world. I think my farthest program patient is in Dubai. Thank you so much. You go to GeorgeKosmides.com. The first page you'll get up will be a video of me talking about the program. And you can scroll through and see all the good stuff in there. It took me 15 years to formulate this that simple. How can you lower those high liver enzyme numbers? First, you have to support your lean body mass with both protein and water. And then you have to clean up your lifestyle. I don't know what your lifestyle is. To find out your lean body mass, you have to join the program. See? I make it drop dead simple to begin to make a difference. And that number is key. The program is online. It's all virtual. Hello. No, I'm not quoting Adele. I don't know what that means. There's Sammy. He's on the program. You got to get more active in our group, Sammy. Is protein better with water or whole milk? Oh, I don't recommend dairy products at all unless they're fermented. Do you have to pay duty charges for things coming to Canada? It's all virtual. It's all through the internet. Hey, Nick Albert, hi. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. I'm not trying to be evasive, but people that are on the scope paid for my program, so I asked them if I can give it out or not. Okay, Sammy. Any experience with Overeaters Anonymous? Some experience, and I deal with the emotional component as well. That's in the first or second week, you get an audio from me that helps you to kind of clear some old things up. Because, I'm not afraid to say this anymore, but I was sexually abused when I was 8 years old. And some people, when they get abused when they're younger in different forms, it can affect them later in life. They can overeat, they can get into drugs and all that sort of thing. So it all depends how we let that manipulate us. And I give you a simple audio to go back through and clear some of that old baggage up. And to some people, it's like water off a cat's back. They don't think about it. But to other people, they may think they're not thinking about it. Then they go through the exercise and they realize how much it's been affecting them. So a lot of these things play a role. And some people, it could be huge. How do you find out the intake of protein should I have a day? Yeah, you asked me that, and my program people said I can't give that information out. I used to give it out almost every scope, but now they're saying don't give it out anymore. Lean body mass, that's correct. Solomon, has that number helped you? Solomon's new on the program, I think second week. Has that number helped you get a handle on which way? I mean, that's one of like many things I give. But has that helped you get a handle on where you want to go? See? That's the it's one of the keys. I probably have about 9 or 10 keys. That's one. So you can just totally change your whole dynamics of your physiology. But you have to support that number. And it's a number that you own. It's no one else's number. It's just for you. And you can dictate. My goal is to get down to 9%. I've got some people, like I'll say again, they're not even registering because their body fat is so high. We're getting there. They're getting somewhere. They're gaining some momentum. They're gaining some momentum. And the key is their health is improving. So when they go back to get their labs, they'll see that improve. How much is it in Canada? I'm trying to watch you, but if I leave, I can't hear you. Sorry. Just go on Lean Body 360. Any questions with cost or how to get the program, any problems, go to support at Lean Body Mass. That's my web guy. Andrew, 9 pounds in 3 weeks. Wow. And I would say with Salman, I would say based on his eating, because I'm watching it, he's lost about 80% of that in fat. For information on, thank you so much. Thank you, Lynn. And he keeps on telling me to watch you. Well, I hope I'm not letting you down. Feelings on Kaido-san. I don't like anything that blocks things. I think it's a car blocker. I'm very conservative. I'd rather have you do it with fundamentals than synthetically altering chemistry. I was pregnant 5 months with twins. I lost it. Pregnancy. I'm sorry. Does Andrew get a free pass? Free pass? I'm not sure I followed that question. What happened? I didn't get the last question. What happened? Sorry. I'm trying to keep up it's amazing. I will get nothing and then I'll get like 9 questions all at once. And it's hard for me to, hey, what is a great program I can use to lose weight? This is it, leanbody360.com. It's not because it's mine, it's because it's simple to follow and I'm in your guys' shoes. I want to get down my body fat too, so I'm right along with you. I'm going to do front and side pictures. I'll do them this week. We post it in the Facebook group. Everyone supports each other. We post meals. You get a members area that's online. It's 24/7. It's international. Like I said, my farthest person is in Dubai. I think that's on it. He supports your website. Does he get your program for free? Andrew, is Andrew on the program? I think he's starting to get interested now. Well, he administers the program, so he has to know what's happening. Awesome program. Thank you, Don. Thank you. It's go to leanbody360.com or you can go to my name, georgekosmides.com. Hate sit-ups, the worst thing to use. You'll never get abs doing sit-ups. Trust me. Your abs are there. We have to get the fat away. You got to get your body to burn that. It doesn't turn into anything else. Thank you. Get a medal. If you lose 75 pounds of fat, you get an award. If you get your body fat, it depends on where your body fat is, but that's the key. We want to get your body fat down. Sit-ups are definitely harmful. It puts the spine from a chiropractic perspective in the wrong posture. Plus, it's, again, hard effort, but low reward. Just join. Great. We're going to take good care of you. Leanbody360.com. That's correct. You're actually not buying the program. Actually, you're buying Dr. G. I'm committed. It's 12 weeks, but you guys will be in the coaching calls on the Facebook page for infinitum. And if we morph other programs, you'll get access to those too. So 12 weeks is kind of a misnomer. For some people, it's going to take you guys 6 months to a year to get, I've got people over 300 pounds on the program. What happened to your body when sleeping during a sugar spike? Well, what happens when your sugar spikes is you suppress growth hormone. The first hour is the major release of human growth hormone. It trickles out through the rest of the night, but the first hour is key. So when you eat sugar, according to research, 3 hours before, since the sugar rises, your body thinks it's going to go out and work. So growth hormone isn't released because it's a nighttime hormone mainly. So you start this whole cascade of thinking it's going to work and your metabolism doesn't function right. It's not a good place to be. Not a good place to be. What is omentum? I have no idea what that is. It doesn't, but you want to make sure your room is dark. Sun appears to play a role with the pineal gland because we're not meant to be diurnal. We're meant to sleep at nighttime. So we're not meant to sleep during the daytime. So just a dark room, quiet room. Well, it depends on what time you go to bed. It depends on what you had for dinner. See, what am I drinking? This is the human growth hormone releasing drink that I drink at nighttime. Pro-Arginine 9+. It's on my website under tools. With this drink, it's helped me in 12 weeks drop about 5.5 to 6% body fat. So I'm pretty impressed. And I don't endorse many products with chlorophyll. Any products you see on my Amazon page, it's just like protein and things that I take so that you guys don't have to hunt for them. If you love cheeseburgers, you have to just pay the price. That's all I'm saying. Well, again, you're giving me times. It depends on when you sleep. When the body sleeps at nighttime, that's when healing takes place. And that's why human growth hormone is so doggone important. We have to get that released. And by the time you hit my age in your 50s, you're producing about 10% of what you did. Atkins, there's some principles of Atkins that I use, but I don't go his full on. He was a genius, but remember, he was the one that was the trailblazer. You never eat breakfast, that's going to be a problem. You should be eating 20 minutes after you wake up. A protein-based meal 20 minutes after you wake up. If you want nice skin, you got it. Protein is key. What are amino acids good for? Amino acids are the building blocks of life. They're what protein is all about. 30 grams of protein within 30 minutes after waking up. That's Jeff. He's on my program. See? These people are sharp, guys. And Jeff's only been on me, 2 weeks, and I think he's pretty happy. I've gained so much belly weight from premenopausal. I know, but there's a lot you can do about it. Fit pack, just the extra quantity of arginine. I know. Well, I just got the jumbo can, Salman, so I got the 6-month supply. That's how impressed I was with it. Average weight loss. What I want, crack that egg, by the way. What you want to think about is fat loss. That's what we focus on. In my program, I want you to get between 1 and 3 pound loss a month, 3% loss a month. So if you're 300 pounds and you lose 3 or 4%, that's 9 to 12 pounds of just fat. Next time, pick up 9 pounds or 12 pounds and see how much fat it is. That's a lot of fat. So you got to help me out. I'm here to help you out. Info, crack that. I didn't get that from me. That was Amy, a program patient said that. Fat loss, muscle growth. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. The hardest area for me to get fit, that's most people. My last bit of fat to get lost on me, where it bothers me, is between my belly button and my groin. I hate that area. But that's where you have to get very cerebral and say, okay, we know research says 1, 2, 3. What are we willing to do? Okay, I can eat no carbs 3 hours before bed. How many times should a person eat a day? In my program, you eat 5 times a day. 5 times, sometimes 6. Here's a question for my people that are on my program. Are you guys ever hungry on my program? Yes, with a yes, you're hungry. No, with a no, you're not hungry. The biggest complaint I get is there's too much food. All the time. Remember, it matters what type and the timing. That's the key. Of course, you have to have some discipline, but the program is so reasonable. I mean, breast protein for breakfast, a good whey would be good, and some eggs would be good. What are some good in-between meal snacks? Could be raw nuts, could be an apple, as long as it's not 3 hours before bed. Any fresh fruit is fine. So there's a lot of laterality in my program. Can you do the same deals at Synergy? Well, if you're getting, I think so. If you go to my site, you can see that. If you're getting it really cheap, it's not from Synergy, and be careful. A lot of products are like Synergy does not sell any otherwhere except on their website, which I have a link on mine to theirs. What is your opinion on supplements growth hormone? Well, you talking about synthetic growth hormone, or are you talking about, well, L-arginine Pro 9 Plus is is a growth hormone releaser. But as far as taking synthetics, you're taking one hormone that interferes with hundreds of others. Do you really want to do that? And what's the long-term negative effects? Not in Phoenix, and I hate grocery shopping. It's hard for me to eat because of my gastro issues that will only eat 2 times per day. Well, eat smaller meals. You know, if you have irritable bowel syndrome or something and you weren't born with it, it's something that you acquire through your lifestyle. So I'm not talking about sit-down meals with, the whole table full of food. I'm talking about sometimes I'll have a handful of raw nuts and an apple on the way to the office, or you follow me? So you have to you just spark your metabolism. Do you have personal programs? I work with people one-on-one, but that costs a lot more than my program is a fraction of what I charge working with people one-on-one, a fraction. So my one-on-one programs range anywhere from $3,000 to $10,000 for a 3-month program. But I'm seeing you every week, and you have personal access to me. This program, I think, is more encompassing because you have access to the members area 24/7. And I've got so many videos, and I'm adding more all the time. 2, 3, 4, 5-minute videos that just give you that key information. And for those of you that are in my program in our Facebook group, if you ask me a question, how quick do you get a video or audio response from me? Usually within what, an hour or 2? I take care of my people. I want everyone to be happy. I want everyone to succeed. That's my goal. I'm always in that group, always. Yeah, I'll scope my Thanksgiving dinner. Are nuts good for you? Weight loss? They are, but they have to be raw, R-A-W. They cannot be roasted. Absolutely be careful with what you eat, but the things I give to eat are fundamental. They're gastrointestinal supporting. They're diabetic supporting. They're fibromyalgia supporting. Remember, if you take care of the fundamentals, the other things begin to take care of themselves. It's not about, you cannot spot reduce. You have to eat fundamental meals, and I give you those, and you learn what works for you and what doesn't. But I teach you the bases, which is kind of missing out there. People want to sell you their packages and their plans, but no one wants to teach you anything. And I think you guys are a lot smarter than that. I think you have the ability to learn and to grow, and that's what you'll do. Whether you're a vegan or you're a meat eater, believe me, I eat 2-3 pounds of meat a week. Just depends on the timing. I eat a whole avocado today. Will I gain weight if I do that daily? It depends on if you're supporting your lean muscle mass. Avocado is an excellent source of monounsaturated fats. Excellent source. But it still is a fat. But if your muscles aren't being supported, they're going to do what? They're going to catabolize. They're going to break down. And your fat will go up and your muscle mass will go down. We eat at least one a day. And my body fat's hovering around the 11% range, 12% range. What are you drinking? Missed it in the first scope. This is Pro-Arginine 9+. It creates an effect called the nitrous oxide effect, which won the Nobel Prize in 1998. But I'm drinking it for cardiovascular benefits, all kind of performance benefits, all kinds, guys, all kinds. But growth hormone. Side effect is it helps release growth hormone, and it helps it take it back into the body. So if you were to say, what's the best anti-aging substance on the planet? It's your own natural growth hormone. And whatever we can do to pull that out, it's on my website. You buy it through Synergy. And I give videos, I think, on 4 of their products. I think they have like 60 products. I recommend about 4 or 5. Is it bad that I'm 22 weight? What's your body fat percentage? That's the key, young lady. Doesn't matter what you weigh. It matters how much fat you're carrying around. Thank you, Lynn. If you guys go to my website, you'll see a few testimonials there. You'll see one lady there. She's a dear friend now. I love her. Amy. She's still obese, but she went from 335 to 319, and you can see she does a before and after picture just in 3 weeks. Unbelievable. Money back guarantee. 30 days you don't like it, email us Andrew, and we'll refund your money. And this is only going on our 9th week, and I don't think does anyone want a refund from the program that's watching me right now that's on the program? I don't. We had some original problems in the first few weeks with links not working, technical stuff, but we go way over the top to make sure you guys have everything you need. And I'm involved personally. You're a stick. We need to support your lean body mass, and you'll be more. Again, this program works whether you're super thin or super fat because it takes all that out of consideration. It says, okay, what's your lean body mass? If you want to gain some muscle, maybe you have to eat 5 or 6 grams more per day. It's all reasonable. And you gain momentum over time. But the key is you learn what to do and what not to do, what's helping you and what's hurting you. And once you learn the basic facts, you become brilliant because now you know exactly how to take care of yourself. There's no more guesswork. If you want to get down to 10%, you can. If you want to get to 25%, you can. Pro-Arginine, 120-day money-back guarantee. That's unheard of in the nutritional industry. Do I need to go to a doctor to find my lean body mass? You can go to your local gym and just ask them to do a bioimpedance test on you. And they'll give you your body fat percentage. And you compare that to your weight, but the formula to determine how much protein you need, that's proprietary. My people don't want me to give that out. Absolutely can help belly fat, but you have to know your lean body mass. You have to know that number. I know I sound like a broken record, but it's key. How long does arginine kick in the system? I took it for, I think, 8 weeks. I dropped about 3.5%. Now I'm at 12 weeks. I think I'm at about 5.5%. So it just depends how deeply your human growth hormone release was suppressed. Thank you so much. I'm not trying to be the boss. I'm just passionate because I finally found some answers that make sense. And again, I'm not in my 20s. It's easy for a 20-year-old to be really fit, but do it when you're in your late 40s, early 50s. It's another matter, and that's what I'm working on. Yes, but I don't want to be like 200 pounds in 2 days. I'm sort of lean. Well, sort of lean doesn't tell me anything. You got to get your lean body mass number. It's like saying, like I want to buy a house. Well, what's your budget? Oh, I don't know. Got to find that number. You've got to get that number. Then once you have the number, it's kind of like knowing what your budget is. Once you have that budget, then you can work within that budget. This is no different. Sophie is the boss. I'm just on board her ride. Sophie's my 5-year-old daughter. She usually runs out and gets on my scope with me, but I think she's painting with mommy right now. But yeah, I promise to do everything I can to help you guys and constantly go back and improve the program. I'm adding stuff to it all the time. Yeah, be skeptical, but there's no program out there that I know that's like this. And I think people that are on my program have been on national programs. I know Amy has. She usually comes on and scopes after me. Yeah, if you guys see her, she's still fat, and that's okay. It's not a negative. That's just where she's at. But she's down 35 pounds from where she was. That's phenomenal. So what is going to help me with this? I don't know what this is, young lady. But we'll find out, though. Want to gain weight? I'm 6'2". 20% is pretty good. So you have to know your lean body mass is and then add about another 10 grams of protein per day. And you should see some changes. Something simple like that. Again, the key is to know what works is try one thing, give it some time, usually 2 to 3 weeks, then try another. But it's not more weights or more running. It doesn't work like that. Is your video program canceled? Yeah, the Life Without Diabetes program is morphing into the lean body program. So all those people are coming into the lean body program. It's just a better program overall. It's not as complicated. It's not as harsh. Plus, I have full control. It's key. Remember, you want to lose body fat. Forget weight. Weight is an arbitrary number. That's like, I don't know, that's like looking at the gross of your business and not your net. I want your net. I want your lean body mass to go up. When you're lean, remember guys, body fat, adipose tissue affects everything in your body. Disease process, cardiovascular disease, hormones, everything. And women, when you guys get above 30%, your risk of breast and ovarian cancer goes up about 20 to 25 times. If it goes up over 40%, you're at 100 plus times of getting ovarian or breast cancer. It's crazy. The fat's just crazy. And then you have to have so many miles of blood vessels per extra pound of body fat. It's just not worth it. So it's not about, well, I'm going to get really ripped and in shape. You can, but let's get healthy first. 5'11", 230, 47 years old. What's your body fat? And crack that egg, by the way. Let's get your face in there. Anything is possible once you have some hard numbers. I was close to 30%. I started a program too. Yeah, that's my wife. I didn't bother my wife at all to start the program. I think now she's 24. Espresso today? No, I stopped drinking espresso since I got on E9. Quit processed sugar? I don't have it in my house. We're still going to get some when we go out, but I don't have it in my house. Oh, you're 24% now, so she dropped 6% body fat. She's about 120 pounds. That means what? She's dropped about 9 pounds of body fat. I mean, that's phenomenal. Good sources of protein. Fish, eggs, chicken, beef if you're a meater. If you're vegan, you have to increase your quantity by about 20% because vegan protein isn't biologically available as even an animal protein. And I don't say those things happily. That's just the truth. It's a peer-reviewed research. Look under biological value, and you'll see what I'm saying. See, that's what I mean. You're guessing your 33%. Once you know specifically, then you can act. Without knowing specifically, it's a total arbitrary guessing. And then if you don't get results, you don't have anything there's no foundational base there. And that's what I'm giving you folks is a foundation. Here's where you're at. Okay, here's where you want to be. Okay, here's what we need to do. And that's it. There's no hoping or I guess it'll work. There's no counting calories. All the work's been done. Fried fish. Well, I mean, remember, a teaspoon of oil is 35 calories. Now, the only oil that I recommend frying in is coconut oil. It still has 35 calories, but it has a special fat called a medium chain triglyceride that forces your body to burn fat for fuel. I lost about 12 pounds, but not the good way, just eating less. Well, it's not a good or bad way. It's just you're choosing to restrict your calories. You know, that may put you in a catabolic state, so your body fat may go up and your muscle mass may go down. So again, it's not good or bad. It's just a pathway that you're choosing to go. So it's avascular. It's not getting a good blood supply. So we need to get you to burn that up. Get on the program. We'll help you burn that up. Coconut oil too. It's a good stuff. Best food before bed when you're hungry. A couple hard-boiled eggs. It's my choice. How often do people need to check their body fat? Well, when they first get on the program, I recommend doing every day for 7 days. Throw out the high number, throw out the low number, and then average out the other 5, and you'll get your number. And then I would take it once or twice a week after that. Just don't get fanatical with it, because you're not going to get the same number every time, but average it out and you'll be pretty good. So yeah, my wife checks it in the morning. But remember, guys, I never forced her to do that. She just saw it and she did it on her. You can't force anybody. For those of you guys that are on a program, your example is the best way. Lead by example. My father had an old saying he would tell me, show me, don't tell me. Just show me. If my wife wants to, get fat, let her get fat. But she's wise. She doesn't want to do that. Well, for 7 days, and then throw out the high and throw out the low and average out. I'm 5'2" and only 112 pounds. My body fat is 18%. That's not bad. Well, you could have children. You could have some damaged blood vessels down there. But 18% is pretty good. It's a pretty good number. And sit-ups, unfortunately, aren't going to get that away because fat gets reduced systemically. It's not any spot area. Should take creatine if you're trying to gain muscle. Creatine will give you some temporary influx of water. It'll hydrate the cells really well when you're on it. So it'll increase the volume of fluid inside the cell. But once you're off it in 2 days, it'll just go away. So if you want to increase your muscle mass, increase your protein by maybe 10% over your lean body mass, and that should help you. It's more fundamental than just temporary. Well, not BMI. I didn't say your basal metabolic index. I said your lean body mass. Totally different. What is the obsession with glutamine? It's an amino acid necessary for muscle repair. But remember, be careful what you see in the media. There's no magic bullets out there. If you take a lot of glutamine, you're not going to grow new muscle. It doesn't work that way. Thank you. Crack that egg, by the way. Again, just block people that are speaking unintelligently. That's fine, and don't take it. Never take it personal. Thoughts on using a sauna? There's a wet sauna at my gym. I love the steam. I don't recommend dry saunas. But wet saunas with a nice hot steam. Twice a week I try to go in mine, and I just I love, it's like a spa day for me. Great question, Say on the scope. Great. 3 tips, Anthony. Why not dry? I don't think we need that dryness. Now, there's some infrared saunas that can make that are kind of dry, but the light has some positive healing benefits. But just to go sit in a very dry area, I think it matters a lot where you live. If you're in a very, very wet area, a very cold area, it probably has some benefit. But to do it in, say, California, I'm not a big dry sauna guy. I think the problem as we age, we have a problem keeping moisture in our skin. Do we really want to go in an environment that's going to draw it out of us forcefully? You guys have found that I'm not very much into force. I'm into very easy, conservative things. Yeah, steam is great for the skin, and it just invigorates you. But again, if you're in a cold place like Norway or something, maybe dry is comfortable. I'm 52 years old. I don't say that with any glee either. Thoughts on going for a job right when you're walking up before eating anything, help to lose weight? No, it's not going to work like that. Sorry. Good night. Sorry. What were those 3 tips again? Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. 3 tips. Number 1 is no eating sugar 3 hours before bed. Number 2, don't fire away with exercise unless you're supporting your lean body mass. And number 3, who remembers what number 3 was? Who remembers what number 3 was? Don't worry about calories, worry about the quality of what you're eating, the quality of your food. I can do a whole scope on gluten and a whole bunch of that business that just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Oh, you're 67? Fantastic. Great questions, you guys. Eat to lose weight. Absolutely correct. If you want to gain mass, how much protein should I take? Take 10% more than your lean body mass protein amount. Oh, 67 viewers. Well, I try to give good content. Sorry that I have to block some people, but I'm trying to keep everything real and PG, and I'm getting emails that we're actually moving people in a positive direction in their life. Again, I lost my father and my 2 uncles at young ages. And I was mad at my dad for years because of that. Thank you. I felt that he left me and didn't really care about his health. Yeah, you don't. There's no word dieting in my meal plan or my program. It's all about support and making healthy food interesting and tasty. I mean, look at the first 3 letters in the word diet. I mean, it's already a negative. So emotions play a lot with how you think. Hypothyroid, get on the program. I'm not trying to be, it'll teach you ways to help yourself in these conditions. So you've got a hypo, your thyroid doesn't function as good as it should. Okay, my question is, what are you going to do about it? Yeah, I mean, I was so angry with my father because he took lousy care of himself. But my dad had normal laboratory work through medication the last 10 years of his life. He counted on that to fix his health. It doesn't work like that. Remember, I teach continuing education at doctors from the state of California. Synthetically altering your numbers or controlling them doesn't associate with being healthy. There's no correlation there. My good friend Mike, his father went the same way as my father. He's a little bit older, but they thought that they'll just take a few pills and everything will be copacetic. It doesn't work that way. You have to take some fundamental functional responsibility. If you don't, accept the consequences. And I have some tissues for your issues, but I don't want to hear that. You know, I almost died as a teenager. I was in a coma for days, lost my bowel and bladder function. I've been there. How do I lose belly fat? You got to watch the replay. You came late. So again, I say it with all the love and warmth I possibly can, but you have to, you know, wake people up. Because if you have a family, you have people that depend on you, you have to take care of your health. And if your health is failing, and you weren't born with it genetically, which rarely it is, and don't buy this stuff, well, your dad had this, so you're going to have it. My dad and 2 uncles died of congestive heart failure. Does that mean it's in my future? No, it doesn't mean it. There's no genetic correlation there. That's poppycock. What you did get was their eating habits and their lifestyle. Yeah, you can't spot reduce. You can't, unfortunately. Yoga is excellent. Pilates are excellent. But unless you're supporting your lean body mass, you can do yoga until the cows come home, and your body's not going to change much. I always try to follow the diet until, yeah. Again, once the word diet is in the conversation, I have no comment. No question about that. It's so sad. Hey, mindful, thanks for joining. You can always tell a yoga. No question. And most yoga people, they're sharp with their nutrition. Or yeah, they're really good. Yeah, you need to make a change. And you have to make a change that's reasonable. My program is super, super reasonable. I mean, there's support. You get me every week live. You can everything is recorded and put into the members area. I mean, I'm doing everything I can flat out all the time to work on this program. I'm probably putting 30, 40 hours a weekend. Yeah, Jennifer, is it great? I watch your yoga scopes. There's a couple others that I try to watch. I try to watch everyone who watches me. It's hard because I think I've got over 1,700 followers now, but I try. Keep your Ezekiel bread. I keep it in the refrigerator, actually. Or otherwise, you keep it on the counter, it'll go moldy in 3 days because it's alive. How do you feel about almond milk? Excellent. Just get unsweetened. It'll save you about 40 calories a cup. Even though you don't count calories, if I'm going to eat something sweet, I want a piece of pie or something. Yoga creates awareness, no question about it. What's your youngest you've been with type 2 diabetes? My youngest was 13. She was about 340 pounds. And her mother was about 400 pounds. So guess where that came from? Well, why I'm doing well because I'm watching. Carbs are okay, but timing is the key. And what kind of a carb? Is it a simple carb? Is it a complex carb? And what time of the day? Those things matter. That's why, low carb or high carb, it's all arbitrary to the times of the day. And that's what I help you guys figure out. And once you get that knowledge, you own it for life. So even though my program is 12 weeks, it's for the rest of your life. You understand it, so you can dictate where you go. Kid in my son's class with it started at 12. Yeah. And what they'll say is, well, your mom has it, so you're going to have it. And the person totally loses all kind of self-responsibility. That's incorrect, inaccurate information. In my opinion, it's malpractice to tell people that just arbitrarily like that, because it takes away their motivation to do anything about themselves. What does your daily meal plan look like? There's eggs, there's protein shakes, there's fruit, there's nuts, there's. My wife's Japanese. I mean, I'm a varietarian. I eat beef, fish, sushi, sashimi. French toast, healthy French toast, pancakes, healthy pancakes. In fact, rice and spam are over my house now every Sunday, eating the breakfast that I make. That's right, I'm a varietarian. That's exactly right. I have vegetarians on my program. I help them morph the meal plans, no problem. We eat pho, Vietnamese. I've been to Vietnam. I mean, there's good foods in every population. What you'll see happen is when countries lose their food that was indigenous to that population, that's when the health problems start. Hawaii, when white rice came and pork came and spam came, look what happened to the Hawaiians. Beautiful people, but 70% of them were morbidly obese over the age of 40. Unacceptable. There's no white rice or pork in Hawaii. Dr. Oz is putting coconut oil in water with rice. He said chili reheat at less calories, scientists. I don't count calories. Yeah, it's great people, but they have I think they're the top 3 in type 2 diabetics in the world. I wish they taught this stuff in more schools. It's so important. Well, spread the word. What can I do to stop craving food like chocolate? Go to my blog, and my wife put up to die for raw chocolates. Easy recipe. You make that, I guarantee you, problem solved. I want you to be an advocate too. I know you reached out to me. Send me anyone who wants to move forward with this work. I think I'm going to have to get some sort of certification course for you guys. Is turkey or chicken sausage okay? Yeah, it's fine. Low glycemic. Make sure there's no sugar in it, though. You'd be surprised. What supplements do you take? I take a Core Greens from Synergy. I take the Proarginine 9+, and I take whey protein. That's it. Oh, a little bit of chlorophyll. That was in my drink. No question. According to Dr. Oz, we eat 150 pounds a year of insidious sugar. Do supplements work? The ones I'm taking work, but they're specific. Go to my blog and get GeorgeKosmides.com. Go to my blog and scroll up, and you'll see to die for raw chocolates. My wife took the picture. My wife made the recipe. They're phenomenal. They're in my freezer right now. You eat a half of one, and you're satiated. How do you feel when someone says healthy foods are too expensive? Try being sick. One day in the emergency room, depending on what part of the country, is between $1,300 and $2,800 for one visit. I grew up with a coffee can in the middle of the stove with the Crisco can and pouring it in there. Do you want buckwheat pancakes this Sunday? I'll make them extra potent this Sunday, Joanne. If my protein shake has branched chain, I still need glutamine. Just get a whey. Isolated whey is what I recommend. Isolated whey. Okay, no problem. We'll make them. Well, not only medical bills are way more expensive, but the problems will just continue to get worse unless you take responsibility. So, for example, and remember, I teach diabetes education to doctors here in the state of California. My next class is on the 21st. The average diabetic spends between $6,000 and $12,000 every year in lieu of their insurance for transportation costs, babysitters, whatever. You can come. You can come. I think we scoped the last one. It was kind of fun. But it's good having the guys over. Kama comes, Jan brought her kids, and her husband came. It's great. I've known them guys for years. We're all in LA. We'll be I'm open to that. What's your favorite food? I like sashimi. I really like Japanese sashimi. And I was in Japan and I had a raw chicken dish. It was phenomenal. Yeah, raw chocolates. I got a whole freezer full now. Not too fulfilling when it's unhealthy. Yeah. See, when you eat foods that are low quality, you crave more because remember, your body craves for three main reasons: emotional, nutritional, and caloric. I love all that. It just proves that I am. I love raw fish. I will try flying. Make fly. Doing it right. Lemon pie. I love lemon meringue pie, but I haven't had it in probably 6 months because my eye is on this 9%. I'm thinking 9% body fat, 9% body fat. It's like I'm obsessed because I have people in the program, so I want to be in it too. One in yoga. I love one in yoga. She's great. They have poke here now, but see, like Hawaii has poke, which is full on healthy. But then they have the packaged poi, and they have the white rice, and it's a nightmare. What are your thoughts on gluten? Gluten is besides the point. It's the quality of the protein that's the problem. So, for example, wheat pasta that you traditionally buy at the store has a very low quality, but you get like aramatha or spelt, very high quality gluten, and 9 times out of 10 it won't be a problem. And if you're gluten intolerant, you've got a digestive problem initially. Just like if you're a type 2 diabetic, you became unhealthy first, then you became a type 2 diabetic, or you became fibromyalgic, or you became these other end of life conditions, or during life conditions rather. You don't just wake up one day and say, I'm really healthy, but I have type 2 diabetes. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Spelt pasta is phenomenal. Spelt and buckwheat are probably the 2 superfoods out there in the planet. What about salmon? Make sure it's free caught. A lot of the farm raised salmon, they actually feed them dye, and they dye their. It's not good. It's not good. Wild caught, I think, is what they call it. I'm going to recap how to lose belly fat. You got to watch the replay. Some of the tips I give you. What about brown rice pasta? It's great. Again, I would keep pastas and things, 3-4 hours before bed. Case or in India. Great scope. Thank you guys. Hey Doc, I just saw J. Rob bars have sugar. Yeah, but they have either xylitol or maltitol, which is a sugar alcohol. You can't absorb it. But again, we're looking at a processed bar. You have to pick your shots. So he uses whey protein isolate and usually stevia and a sugar alcohol. That's far better than 99% of the other bars out there. So again, I'm trying to give you the best ways to go. It's not perfect, but it's the best. And that's what I'm always looking for. Which one is the best? Because remember, it's portable. You can throw it in your bag when you go on an airplane. You got some. Yeah, they taste good. Or am I going to eat them all the time? No. Intermittent fasting, usually Sundays from about the time I wake up till 2, 3 in the afternoon, I'll drink juice all morning. We'll have like a juice day, my wife and I. But it's not because I have to. It's because my body just wants to. Some Sundays I don't. It just depends how I feel. Remember, guys, I've been at this since I was in my mid-20s. I'm 52 now. So it's kind of like you go how you feel. Tom made Christie's chocolates, and they were so good. See? Simple recipes. Bye-bye. It's not about how sophisticated and how cool it is. It's not about any of that. It's about what can you do daily. Is green tea anti-aging? Depends on the green tea. But remember, unless you're supporting your lean body mass, your skin will still sag if you're not supporting it. So you can think about anti-aging, but you have to support your lean body mass. Skin elasticity is protein-based, collagen-based. You have to support it. There's no way around it. There's no shots, there's no pills, there's no vitamins. You have to support your lean body mass. Your mic is rubbing on your shoulder. Oh, sorry. Sorry. I get so... Crack my egg. Excellent. Block the trolls. Oh, they're gone. Later. I'm glad Tiki's doing better. She broke her arm. Hope she's in Go Rice Girl Kama. Just made it with 3 ingredients. Yeah, you can get real elaborate with it, but what Christy made my wife is the basic one. That's her right there, the Go Rice Girl Kama within the red. That's my wife. Follow her, guys. She's a phenomenal artist. Sweet person, too. But yeah, you can make it. You can make things. I give you the basics, and you can grow from them. Got my calipers and calculated my lean body mass. You want to tell us where you're at, or not? Usually, where are you at? I want to know. Since you brought it up, crack that egg. By the way, no, there's no way you're 111%. No way you're 111. That may be your pounds. Oh, you're 21%. Okay, that's a good number. I like to see women below 23, between 15 and 23. I know medically they have you guys a little bit higher. Yeah, I like to see you guys between 15 and 23. So that's good. 21% is not bad. No, we live in Redondo Beach now. We used to live in Hawaii. We lived there for almost 5 years. No extra exercise? Absolutely not. If you're not supporting your lean body mass, exercise can become a catabolic state because remember, exercise is a form of controlled trauma. You want to be 19, see how it happens? That's what I want to do. You start seeing your numbers? I went from 17 to 15 to 12, now I want to be 9%. That's probably as low as I can get comfortably. Thank you. Thank you for the hearts, guys. Some of it I missed, but Hawaii had a lot of bugs and it rained a lot. So I missed it some days. But I tell you what, when it's nice there, it's beautiful. And my daughter got to grow up right here. Her grandma was 102. I mean, oh, you're in Hermosa? I love the South Bay. I mean, this is paradise to me. I'm a numbers girl. See, that's what I'm talking about. Once you know the numbers, you got things down. Oh, you're welcome. Again, crack that egg. Get a picture in there. We'd love to have you back on the scope. We're all friends here. No, basal metabolic index is totally different than lean body mass. Lean body mass, in my opinion, is way more accurate. I'm at about 5 to 7% body fat. I do intermittent fasting. That's a good number. Cold for Phoenix. Yeah, Phoenix can have some interesting weathers because they do a lot of storming. I lived there for 6 years. Is cheese and milk bad if you are trying to lose weight? Well, remember, there's non-dairy cheese. There's not just dairy cheese. And milk products, cow products, I don't recommend unless they're fermented. Yeah, you're learning. It's all learning curve. That's all this is. I'm trying to shorten that curve. Greek yogurt, no sugar added, should be okay. But you'll know it. You'll know if you eat a yogurt or something you don't like it, you'll get gas. Your body won't like it. So listen to your body. And as you get healthier on my program, your body starts talking to you more and tells you, hey, I don't like this. Hey, I like that. Beach yoga on Saturdays. Oh, we should go. You may have beach. Email us. I'd like to attend. Is calories in versus calories out? No. Forget about calories. It's quality in, quality out. That's the deal. What do you drink? I just have a human growth hormone support drink, Pro-Arginine 9 Plus at nighttime, and I mostly water during the day. Can you repeat the dairy part? Cow, goat, buffalo. Yeah, we're the only mammal that still drinks another mammal's breast milk. So I'm getting away totally from dairy. I read 28 research papers that supports my position. So it's not about me. Coconut water is excellent. Yeah, we're still the only mammal that drinks another mammal's breast milk. That's the way, that's just factual reality. Well, that would be great. We would love to. Well, the problem with coffee is it disrupts digestion. So be careful drinking it with meals. I'm aiming to lose 45 more pounds a month by start. In a month? Depends. What's your lean body mass? My program will help you do it healthfully. And my people who go through my program, their lab work improves. Number one, they lose body fat. Number two, and they lose weight. Number three. So my aspect is totally turned on its head. Health is number one. Body fat's number two. Weight loss is number three. Well, if you need a stimulant, there's a problem. There's something going on. I take a product called 9 Plus. If you go to GeorgeKosmides.com and go to Tools, I did a short video on this E9 product. Totally got me off of coffee. It's a stimulant, but it's more of a mental stimulant. It doesn't get me jittery. So you guys see me on the scope now. 2 months ago when I was drinking a cup of coffee every day or so, my wife would know just like that. How much protein can our bodies absorb at a time? That's debatable. I would say no more than, again, it depends on the size of the body. So me at 172 pounds, my lean body mass is like 12%. I probably can absorb 15 to 16 grams. But again, it depends on the person. Well, I don't even want to mess with decaf. I would drink something that's going to give you a positive result. If you're going to drink coffee for the stimulant effect, have a low amount. That way it doesn't disrupt your digestion so much. First thing in the morning, yeah, see, so when you first thing in the morning, you need to eat food, not just slap some coffee down. and your body will start responding. Best way to truck driver lose weight. I know this is perfect. Raw nuts in your cab and apples. Apples are about 25% oxygen. Excuse me, 25% air. So raw nuts and hard fruit and drive. Try to take a break every 3 to 4 hours and go out and walk, 15, 20 minutes and get back in your cab. Why? Because first thing in the morning, you want to break your fast. You want to get your motor revved up and going. Egg yolks. Egg yolks are important. Did you know that the egg yolk is actually the sac that feeds the chick? The white is the chick. The egg yolk feeds that. It's important stuff. We've got to get it. If you're that fanatical about fat, because there is some fat in there, but there's also some lecithin. 1 yolk for every 3 eggs, minimum. Albumin is important. That's the protein in our blood. It's key. And the best protein, bioavailable protein, is mother's milk. Well, we can't get that. Carrots are excellent. There's no protein there. The white is the chick. That's right. Chicken wing, chick. That's right. Well, quit saying can't. Start something small. Maybe a bite of an apple. Maybe a few raw nuts. Work your way up. What I'm telling you is all going to help you. My program, we had a gentleman, Asa, 7 weeks, got normal lab works back. Now he's got good insurance rates, totally changed his whole dynamic. I don't think he's on the scope, he's in Florida. One of my first people to follow me. Who are you calling chicken? I didn't call you that. Kama called you that. Don't blame me. Should we look at types of body choosing? Body typing, you have to get your lean body mass in. Once you start doing that, a few raw nuts would work. See, there you go. See, you're already eating something. You get the concept out of your mind that you have to sit down and eat some crazy large meal. It doesn't work that way. My dad isn't the best, but I have good blood results. Is that normal for a young? Well, for a young person, you're very resilient. So you have to be mindful. It's kind of like getting a new car. You can abuse a new car, but eventually what's going to happen? You have to pay the price. To me, a cheat day is Sundays when I make buckwheat pancakes or flourless French toast, which is super healthy, but that's my cheat. As far as going like McDonald's or something, heaven forbid, man. That stuff is like, and I'll tell you an event that happened to me. I was building a house in Arizona. I went to go get food for the guys, and they wanted, I think it was Jack in the Box. And one of the meals got lodged behind my back seat. I think I found it 2 months later. It looked brand new, like I had just bought it. The bread was still soft. The green was still green. That was cheese, I don't know, 14 years ago. I haven't had one since. So again, I think Brazil, they all left because people stopped going there. And it's unfortunate because you can get a whole, what they call a meal, for $2 or $3. But if you try to get some chicken breast and a salad, it's $9. I totally get that. Yeah, flourless French toast. See? Just the key is you have to let it soak in the egg and you have to put some coconut water to break down the viscosity. And ask Joanne, she was here. I mean, they were killer. And you only needed like one. Kama, I think, ate 2, but he's like 230 pounds. And that was it. You're satisfied for like 3-4 hours. Excellent. You can have protein, though. Just watch your simple sugar. See? Doesn't even know what a Whopper is. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I heard like 100 some odd McDonald's left Brazil because people just stopped participating. Good job. Coconut water, who would have thought? See? What's a Whopper? That's right. He's 13 and his kids think he's weird. That's okay. Weird away. Weird kids are usually great kids. What are 3 steps? I did. I watched it. Came out awesome. I got the same bread you were using. That's it. See? Remember, guys, I practice everything I'm telling you. Everything in my program, I do. And I think about it. If it's too hard or difficult, I change it. So I'm not fixated on any particular program. I'm open to outside influences, but they have to meet the criteria. Yeah, that's right. Whole family is weird. Hey. You talking about black cohosh for hormones? Is that what that black cohosh herb? It's cohosh, I believe the pronunciation is. But that alone is not going to fix your menstrual irregularities. Think of when you, oh, quit saying that, Joanne. When you think of herbs, I want you to think of electricity. When you think of nutrition, I want you to think of gas in the tank. Herbs and acupuncture work on the similar pathways, electrical. Nutrition works on the gas in the tank. Most people have poor gas in the tank, and they think getting a new battery is going to fix them. It doesn't work that way. How to lose belly fat? get my Lean Body 360 program. I'm telling you, it'll be the best movie ever made. Not because of me, because of all the people that are on my program. Just tell me it's fantastic, and my goal is to keep making it better and better. Just understand, you can get whatever you want to get, and it's your responsibility. That's all. For pepperoni, put some beef on there maybe, if it's a pizza that you're making. Some chicken. Thank you. I try to do a good scope. How do I get the program? LeanBody360.com. Go in there. We'll take care of it. If you have problems for whatever reason, there's my phone number up top. But if it's a technical problem, like an IT problem, internet problem, support at LeanBody360.com. Andrew, he's my Lean Body nerd. That guy is like a computer on wheels. Thank you so much. Never heard of it. Is it expensive? Expense is a relative term. It's about, I think, $3 to $5 per day, depending on how you get the program. I'm not an MD or a PhD. I'm a doctor of chiropractic, which is amazing to some people. But I also teach diabetic education to doctors for the continuing education hours here in California. So like I always say, don't judge a doctor by what he is per se. Make sure he's licensed and in good standing. Judge him by what he says and research what he says. And if he's reasonable, if he's open to new ideas. I'm open to new ideas, but they have to meet the criteria. Yeah. And you'll own the information for life. Oh, you're a radiologist? I thought I wanted to be a radiologist. I love looking at x-rays, but it wasn't for me. Thank you, thepalm.com. I'm having for those of you that have been following me, I've got accepted for my procedure, so I'm getting manipulation under anesthesia on Saturday. My surgery time is 3 p.m. I'm going to scope it as much as I can, and my wife will be there with her video camera, and we're going to scope that. For those of you, I almost died in a car accident at 19 years old. It's called manipulation under anesthesia. And I got so much fibrous tissue around my spine, it's restricting my range of motion. I mean, this is about as far as I can bend my neck. So what they do is they go in there, anesthesiologist, 2 doctors of chiropractic, and an orthopedist, and they put you through ranges of motion that you should normally be able to go through under anesthesia. So you begin to work through that scar tissue. And I've been getting adjusted chiropractically for 25 years, and it's helped me. But I want to be more athletic, and it's holding me back. I'm starting to have some hip issues. Well, that's why you're under anesthesia. So it's called MUA, manipulation under anesthesia, and I'm actually going to make a documentary on this procedure. From the time I go in to the time I leave, I'll be scoping to some extent how to lose the fat. Okay. You don't have to yell at me. Well, you missed the first part of it. I'm like an hour plus on my scope here. I stayed late because I get so many good questions. Is it too much pain with that? It's painful and it's restricting my motion. And if I did yoga or Pilates every day, it'd probably improve. But think of MUA in my condition as probably advancing me 10 years worth of care. And I've got one of the best doctors in the world, Dr. Ed Cremata, is doing it with Dr. Richard Seau. So these guys, between the two of them, have like 40 years of experience. So I'm getting the best of the best, and I'm real privileged to do that. And my job is to document it for people like you to understand that it's not some mystical procedure. If you have bad fibrous adhesions, it's not chiropractic, physical therapy, or surgery. It's chiropractic, physical therapy, and then MUA if you're a candidate. So it's one step away from surgery, but the benefits, I mean, I'm certified in it as of 2011, and what I saw just makes so perfect sense to me. The blog's name, I don't know. So remember, 3 hours before bed, no simple sugars. Exercise causes catabolism, so you have to eat your lean body mass. And don't count calories, count quality. That's the key. I want to thank you guys for all your love in giving me these hearts and inviting other followers. That's where you can get my blog at GeorgeKosmides.com. You'll come to the first page, which is getting the Lean Body program. If you want it, we'll take care of you, I promise. I know. Lean Body 360 is my program. The buck stops with me. Any problems whatsoever, and people that are, I don't know if there's still people on here that are on my program, they have any problems, we fix it within like a day. So it's phenomenal. You're so welcome. Thank you for all your questions, and I'll be back tomorrow night, but not till 9 p.m. So thank you for all your new people. Thank you for continued followers, and lots of love. And please, please take care of your health. There's someone out there that deeply cares for you. And always remember, I'm in your corner. Bye-bye. Oh, well, we have a date night tomorrow. Oh, okay, okay. So I'm probably not going to scope tomorrow, but we'll maybe scope casual on our date a little bit. So I won't scope like this, but I have a date tomorrow.